Let's talk about a really effective remedy for tartar. Now, tartar is something a lot of people struggle with, but many don't actually understand what it is. So let's start from the very beginning. What exactly is tartar? Tartar is hardened dental plaque. Imagine the soft, sticky film that forms on your teeth after you eat. That's plaque. Now, if you don't remove that plaque regularly, it starts to harden, turning into tartar, which is much tougher to clean. But here's the interesting part. What we're really dealing with is something called biofilms. A biofilm is like a little protective layer that bacteria build for themselves. If you picture tiny calcium houses, almost like microscopic igloos, that's where bacteria live and hide. This is one of their survival tricks. They hide under these calcium domes so your immune system and even antibiotics can't get to them easily. It's almost like they're living inside a fortress with thick walls. In fact, scientists estimate that about 95% of bacteria in nature live in biofilms. And they're not just in your mouth, they're everywhere. If you've ever been near a stream or river, picked up a rock, and felt that slimy, slippery coating on it, that's biofilm. That slime is basically bacteria living under their protective shield. And here's the thing. Biofilms have been around for millions of years, long before humans ever existed, and they've been perfecting this survival method for a very, very long time. Now, wherever there's water, you can bet there will be biofilms. And since your mouth is full of saliva, which is basically water with some extra components, it's the perfect environment for biofilms to grow. The problem is, when biofilms grow too much, you start noticing side effects. Bad breath, gums that get inflamed, gums that start to pull back from your teeth, and of course, a thick layer of tartar that can only be removed by a dentist scraping it off. That scraping isn't exactly fun, so it's better to prevent it from getting to that stage in the first place. If you keep finding that you get a lot of tartar between dental visits, you need a way to slow it down or manage it much better, and that's what I'm going to show you today. But before we dive into the remedy, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more tips like this, because I share practical, science-based advice to help you keep your health in top shape. Let's start with a few quick facts. There's something called xylitol. It's a sugar alcohol found in certain gums and sweeteners. Xylitol is interesting because it doesn't just taste sweet. It also has properties that make it harder for bacteria to stick to your teeth. That means if you're chewing gum, picking one with xylitol is a smart choice. Think of it as chewing something that makes your teeth a little less sticky for bacteria. But xylitol isn't the only helper here. There are also natural herbs and spices with anti-biofilm properties. For example, rosemary, which has natural oils that fight bacteria, clove, which contains eugenol, a compound dentists actually use for tooth pain, thyme, oregano oil, garlic, cumin, which you'll find in turmeric, cinnamon, and even NaC, a nutrient known for helping break down mucus, and in this case, biofilms. All of these can be little teeth protectors in your diet. Now, the remedy I'm about to share is incredibly simple and uses just 3 ingredients. But don't let that simplicity fool you. Each one has a very specific role, and together, they're powerful. The first ingredient is baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate. Now, why baking soda? Here's the thing. Biofilms, especially those that form into tartar, produce acids. When these acids start to build up, they can lower the pH in your mouth to between 3.5 and 5.5. That's very acidic, and when your mouth gets that acidic, your body begins to pull calcium out of your teeth and bones to neutralize it. This process is called decalcification. To put it simply, if the environment in your mouth stays acidic for too long, your teeth lose minerals, become weaker, and bacteria have an easier time setting up camp. Ideally, your mouth should have a neutral pH, or maybe just slightly acidic, not too much. And what's the main reason your mouth becomes too acidic? Sugar. If you eat a lot of sugary foods or drinks, or if you have diabetes, You're constantly feeding both bacteria and yeast, such as Candida. These microbes love sugar. It's their favorite fuel. As they eat it, they produce lactic acid, which makes your mouth even more acidic. That's when calcium starts leaching out of your teeth, cavities form, and biofilms get stronger because now they have more building material for their calcium houses. This is where baking soda comes in. Baking soda raises the pH in your mouth, making it less acidic. That means bacteria can't thrive as easily, calcium stays where it belongs, in your teeth, and biofilms start to weaken. And here's the cool part. Your saliva naturally contains bicarbonate, which is basically the same thing as baking soda. So when you use it, you're just giving your mouth an extra boost of something it already makes, and it's very safe to use. Here's exactly how to use it. Mix a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in half a cup of water. Then add the second ingredient, 3% hydrogen peroxide, which you can find in any drugstore. Hydrogen peroxide is another powerful tool because it fights biofilms, kills bacteria, yeast, and candida, and, just like baking soda, your body actually makes it naturally, in this case, in your saliva. Your immune cells also use hydrogen peroxide to destroy invading microbes. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide to your baking soda solution, mix well, and then brush your teeth with it after using your regular toothpaste. This helps break down biofilms, neutralize acids, and keep your teeth feeling smooth and clean. Finally, let's talk about the third piece of the puzzle, vitamin K2. The research on this is still developing, but many people who start taking vitamin K2, often together with vitamin D3, notice their teeth feel smoother over time. Vitamin K2's main job is to direct calcium into your bones and teeth and away from places where it doesn't belong, like your arteries or soft tissues. This means more calcium where you need it and less where it can cause problems. So, to sum it all up, keep your sugar intake low, add protective foods and herbs into your diet, and use this simple baking soda and hydrogen peroxide rinse after brushing. Combine that with adequate vitamin K2, and you'll have a powerful plan to keep tartar under control. That's your simple, natural way to help keep tartar away and maintain a healthy smile for years to come.